In this morning's Money Watch, our second job summit on July 9th last year, unemployment was 9.2%. That is when we invited a group of job seekers to tell us about their long and frustrating search. Well, now 8 months later, the unemployment rate is down to 8.3%. So we asked some of our original panel back to find out if their experiences reflect some of the trends in the overall job market. And good morning to all of you. Thanks for being with us.
Morning.
Excited to hear your stories. And I want to start with you, Steve, because when we met you, you'd been out of work for about 8 months,
right?
Gone to 50 job interviews. Things were not working out. How are they now for you?
Well, I had to persevere for a few more months after I was here last year, but I wound up landing a job in October of last year, and so I've been employed now for 5 months and change.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And how did you land the job? What was the thing that really made it come together?
Well, it was really perseverance. It was treating the job search like it was a full-time job, which it was. And it was, one that I definitely didn't want to do anymore. But it was really networking, and it turned out that I found my job directly on LinkedIn. It was someone who I was already connected with, and they posted up on their profile status that they were looking for a sales engineer, and I said I can do that. I contacted them, and then a couple interviews later, I got the job.
We are really glad to hear it,
Thank
Steve.
you.
Ryan, Ashley, want to talk to you because you were working part-time, supplementing your income as an acting coach. How has that sort of part-time work worked out for you, and are you doing anything full-time at this point?
I'm still not doing anything full-time. It's very, very hard to find something full-time. I kept working with children at the part-time. The only thing that seems to be still an issue is that it's seasonal. And so I feel like I'm still on this never-ending job search where something ends, I have to go and find something else to still have a flexible schedule to still go on auditions, but it's tough. It's tough.
And the point you're making, that was actually reflected in the jobs report. A lot of the jobs that are being obtained are temporary jobs. Shelley, I want to turn to you because that's something that you've been dealing with. You've been looking for something in social media, and it hasn't really come together.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the jobs for that are like contract or even part-time. I see a lot of opportunities, so I don't know if that's just the nature. I mean, I guess a lot of the work could be that way, but I feel like in a bad economy, you're not going to want to take someone on full-time.
And that's what you're hearing from?
Well, that's just like my impression from the job listings that I see. And I know that's something that you can outsource. It's not something you necessarily need in-house, or you don't need it every day 24/7.
I'm interested though because you found a way to supplement this. You found a way at least to keep yourself busy and relevant by volunteering.
Yeah. My sister founded a nonprofit, She's the First. We educate girls in the developing world, and we have a concert, Girls Who Rock, in New York City. It's going to be May 18th this year, so I do the social media for that.
Very good. Glad to hear it. And Ashley, really excited about your story because when you were here, you said you wanted to work for the UN, and now you're doing just that.
Yes. It took a lot of dedication and perseverance and complete passion and excitement. I'm working with the U.S. Federation for Middle East Peace, amazing organization. There's so many opportunities. It's really just, you set your mind to it, goal-oriented, and there's no obstacles because you know you want to get there, so.
That was your line of thinking?
That was it. Nothing else. I was very adamant. So.
Eyes on the prize.
Yes.
Kurt, your eyes were on the prize. You found a job a month after our job summit.
That's right.
How was that? How did you come by it?
Well, really, it just took applying. The moment I graduated, and actually even months before I graduated college, I was applying everywhere. So the first opportunity I got, I just went for it. So.
This becomes such a personal issue, and you know, we look at the unemployment numbers and people say, well, the number's coming down, but the real feeling on the street is what most of us feel at the end of the day. It's what most of us think of as the actual number in our minds. So Ashley, do you think things are really improving, or what's your sense of how things feel in the job market versus what these numbers tell us?
That's a good question because in my mind, I think I'm just focused on the UN, and I don't necessarily have such wonderful insight into the job market outside of it because I really just slowly focus my job search on the UN, inquiring information about that.
Steve, you pursued a really broad search, 11 months worth of it. What's your sense?
It's hard to say. I know a lot of people who have found positions in the last year, and I know a lot of people who are still out of work. So it's really a mix. I can't say, you know, across the board it's all getting a lot better. I do know people who have been succeeding in finding positions, though.
Shelley, I mean, you talked about volunteering. What other advice would you give to people who are seeking new opportunities?
I definitely think you should find a way to volunteer or do something on the side that can showcase your skills, because it definitely helps. Because I started with Girls Who Rock in May before the summit, and I've been getting more job interviews since. So it definitely helps, and people really like seeing that on my resume, and they do say, like, at least you're getting the social media experience.
Ryan, Ashley, is that something you found as well?
Yeah, it's with this job that I have right now, I love it because I'm working with the children, and I love working with kids. And it's just the only thing that I find is that because it's gotten so warm so fast, it's over in almost 3 weeks, and it's tough. But I'm on LinkedIn, and looking on idealist.org is where I found the job, and I never quit anything, and I always finish what I start. So where I have a lot of different jobs that I'm going to hear from there, I never quit. So that also looks good on the resume, is to never leave and just stay.
I love leaving it on that note. Thank you so much to all of you. We really appreciate it, and best of luck with all the searching ahead.